Hey everyone, so this is my review of New Amsterdam, Season 1, Episode 9, called As Long As It Takes. And essentially what this episode is about is that Max convinces Sharp to take a risk with his treatment. And while it's going on, Bloom sort of has to deal with a difficult conversation that she doesn't want to have. And this was such an amazing episode that was so well done, and each of the different storylines in this episode were really great to see. Now, everything with Max and his treatment was interesting, mostly with the story revolving around Sharp, and her finally going to this other doctor that Max wants to seek out his sort of alternative treatment, and her going there to get the facts and stuff was interesting, especially with how it developed by the end of this episode, with her sort of starting to form a romantic relationship with this other doctor. And I'm very curious to see how that's going to go for her in the future, and how that might cause her to put off her motivation to sort of have a baby this alternate way. And I'm just really curious and interested to see what's going to happen there. And then the main story in this episode was really great, with Max coming across the person who got his sister's donated heart, and that heart's starting to fail her. And so Max has to sort of grapple and deal with the fact that he can't just focus on trying to save his sister's heart, but deal with trying to save the patient. And just how that all played out, and his dedication to this woman was interesting, and her sort of trying to help him to deal with the fact that she might die, but also not wanting to give up on his motivation to save her. And just how all of that played out was really, really great, and it was interesting to see how they chose to show it and stuff, but I also felt it was weird with how happy they chose to end that episode for this woman, where she did finally manage to be healthy enough to have a new heart surgery and stuff. And that just felt really weird with how they were showing her declining in health and stuff, and then all of a sudden, at what seemed like should have been her worst, it ended up being her best. And that just felt weird and odd to me, and it just definitely felt like they were trying to end things on a happier note than what should have happened. Then everything with Bloom was interesting, with her dealing with the consequences of her actions from the last episode, and dealing with how to confront everyone about what she said when she was sort of not in her best case scenario. And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with her going forward, now that she's slowly starting to realize her problems with her addictions and her not wanting to deal with her other problems outside of work and stuff. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with her going forward. Then everything with Dr. Form was interesting, with him dealing with this patient who is working towards getting his transgender reassignment surgery, and Form not wanting to give it to him as quickly as he would like, and him using social media and stuff to sort of blast Form into trying to get him to what he wants, and Form dealing with that and stuff was interesting with how it all ended, and I really enjoyed it for how it ended, where Form's like, hey, I'm not the bad guy here, I just think you need more time to settle into stuff, and I'm not denying you the surgery, I just need more time to confirm it for you and stuff. And that was interesting to see how all that played out. And it definitely did feel like a bit of a sort of PSA on social media and stuff, and that was a little bit hinky-dinky there, but it was still interesting to see how it all played out and stuff. And then just overall, this was a really, really great episode that had such an interesting storyline to it. And I'm really curious and excited, and just I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it when the show comes back in, I believe, January. So yeah, that's my review of New Amsterdam, Season 1, Episode 9, called As Long As It Takes. So yeah, bye!